Oklahoma's new workers' compensation system is just over a year old and has already drawn challenges to its constitutionality. Supporters of the new Compensation Commission see it as a major improvement, while opponents argue it is forcing an increasing number of injured workers into poverty.
The Oklahoma Supreme Court has already ruled on some of the provisions of the new workers' compensation system, but those present only the beginning of what promises to be years of legal battles over workers' rights and the way the state now handles on-the-job injuries.
In fact, at the present time, already are filed challenges to 18 specific sections of the new law.
Bob Burke has practiced workers' compensation law for 35 years. He says the new law has brought about changes that turn the system against workers.
The employers of this country are only paying about 21% of the cost to injured workers. Well, who's paying the other? The injured worker is now paying about half of the cost of being off and cost of medical care.
That is also the finding of a study by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Changes in workers' compensation insurance by the states have shifted more of the cost to the injured worker and taxpayers. An investigation by ProPublica and National Public Radio reached very similar conclusions, including a finding that the changes were, quote, often passed under the banner of reform on the false premise that costs are out of control. Oklahoma's new law was largely the work of the state chamber and its senior vice president of government affairs, Jonathan Buxton.
Our old system, the work comp court, was really failing the injured workers and the employers. Our costs were high and our health outcomes were actually very low.
Buxton also doubts that the findings of the OSHA study will be borne out in Oklahoma.
I don't agree with this. I don't think it's an accurate reflection because in the end with workers' compensation, the employee is paid for their time off work, and they're also, all their medical coverage is paid for by their employer until such time as they reach maximum medical improvement.
Injured worker attorney Joey Chaff says the OSHA study and the news investigations have identified exactly what is now happening in Oklahoma.
They've so diluted and reduced your rights when you're hurt on the job that you can't afford to get hurt on the job anymore.
The Workers' Compensation Commission has told the legislature that the new law has already saved Oklahoma businesses more than $220 million, at $9 million for state and local governments. Attorney Chaff argues the only savings is for the insurance companies.
The workers' compensation carriers they've got a massive windfall going on right now. And it's all on the backs of the hurt people. They're the ones not getting the benefit. Who's getting the benefit? The uninsured employers and the workers' comp insurance carriers.
The ProPublica NPR report found that workers' compensation insurance rates have been falling for years. And in Oklahoma 2 years ago, it was less than half the rate employers paid in 1988. At the same time, reductions in benefits has produced for insurance companies their most profitable year in over a decade. The new chairman of the Oklahoma Workers' Compensation Commission is Robert Gilliland, who has served on the commission since it was created. He says the new law was what the legislature and the people of Oklahoma wanted, and it is working as intended.
We're able to handle the cases just as soon as anyone wants them tried. And that is a benefit to the workers. They don't have to wait for 2 years or 1 year to get their cases heard. They're heard in a timely manner, in a fair manner.
Gilliland says he can't comment on the findings of the OSHA study, but he hopes that it is not how workers' compensation in Oklahoma is working out.
We've got a system set up that the proper parties are paying their fair share.
Gilliland also says benefit cuts under the new law were a good trade for better outcomes.
The benefit reduction is there, but we can make up for it by getting faster medical care, better medical care, get them rehabilitated and back to work.
Oklahoma's new law also allows companies to opt out of traditional coverage to run plans of their own. The coverage is supposed to mirror state requirements, but attorney Bob Burke says some of those plans fall far short.
Some of the opt-out plans exclude tornadoes. In Oklahoma, really?
So far, 45 Oklahoma companies have opted out of the state workers' compensation plan. The two sides of the growing workers' comp controversy do agree that Oklahoma's new law is likely to be changed, and that will happen sometime in the next few months, in rulings from the Oklahoma State Supreme Court.